It worked, right?
Yes, thank you so much.
So what link did you use?
The one from last Thursday. The same link. I think it's the same link every week. It's the same link every week.
Yeah.
So it should be okay. The people that go every week should have it.
What is the topic?
Agree or disagree? Okay, amazing. Hello, my friends on YouTube. I hope you're doing well. Hello. Let me share my screen so that you can see what we're going to talk about today. For those of you on YouTube, I would love for you to join on Zoom. So this is our intermediate conversation class. And today I want to talk about agreeing and disagreeing. We'll talk about the vocabulary that you need for agreeing and disagreeing. We will talk about the specific topics and also a little bit about respect during these kinds of conversations about how can we respectfully show disagreement, for example. And so today we'll have class, as usual, streamed to YouTube. But if you're able to, please scan this QR code and join us on Zoom. So I am on Zoom here and we are live streaming to YouTube. Also, if you want to get updated messages about the link or the topic, the teacher for the day, we have a WhatsApp group that's in this QR code as well. And I suggest opening the QR code. Also, all right, give me one moment. Messages about the link. I can hear our teacher for the day. We have a WhatsApp group that's in this QR code as well. Okay. And I suggest opening the QR code. Go. Okay, sorry, I could hear the stream echoing over myself. So for those of you, we're going to have people joining from YouTube and Zoom in just a few moments. We have our class today, and I would love for you guys to join me here. Let me share my screen with our QR code one more time. Here. There we go. Amazing. For those of you on YouTube, join us here on Zoom. We'd love to have you here. I really enjoy being able to have conversations with everybody. And so I encourage you to join. So I'm going to start letting people in from the breakout rooms, from the waiting room, I'm sorry. All right. Okay. Hello, how are you? Okay. Amandi, we are just waiting for some more friends to join us. We are going to talk today about agreeing and disagreeing, but we're just waiting for a few more friends to join us. For now, okay. Awesome. Great. Hello. Okay. Hi, Igor. How are you?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I, I, I think I'm having problems with my phone. I can't see
Okay.
myself. I can see you, but I can see myself.
Oh, interesting. Hi, William. How are you?
Hello, teacher. I'm doing good. Thank you.
Good. So, my friends, we're just waiting for a few more people to join. People are still joining us. But my name is Ellen. And today we're going to talk about agreeing and disagreeing. That's the topic today. Have you guys joined our conversation class before?
No,
Me
it's my
not.
first time here.
Amazing. I know some people join, we have kind of our regulars, our friends that join us often, and then we have new people almost every time. And I love being able to meet new faces as well. Igor, are you from Brazil?
Yeah, I'm from Brazil. I'm calling from Rio de Janeiro.
Wow,
I don't know if you ever heard about it.
I have.
And well, I learned English by myself
Wow.
through YouTube, and I'm looking for a partner for a conversation. So
Very
that's
nice.
how I find you on Google.
Uh-huh.
And well, here I am.
That's awesome. I'm glad. And that's really amazing that you taught English that you taught yourself because it can be so difficult learning English. I know in Brazil it can be hard sometimes. Yeah.
Hard and expensive.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
why I decided to learn by myself.
Hmm.
Well, it was an opportunity that I had.
Yeah.
Because before to get in my master degree, I'm master in sport science, and
Nice.
well, the first step to get into college was English test,
Yeah.
was eliminatory. So, but at that time, all I had to do is to read an article,
Hmm.
answer questions in Portuguese. I could answer in Portuguese, but the
Oh,
paper
interesting. They
was,
just wanted to know more of your understanding.
yeah. But after
Yeah.
that, I decided to learn English for real. So
Nice.
I've been
That's
enjoying. Today for me, it's a game. It's like to
good.
crack a code every time. So the more I learn, the more I want to learn.
Oh, that's great. That's great. At Approach, we have many Brazilian students actually because the area in Massachusetts near Boston that we live has many Brazilian immigrants. And so I've had a lot of exposure to Portuguese and I've been able to learn and I'm not fluent, but my listening is very good. I'm proud of myself,
Really? So
but I have
try
many good
some
teachers.
Portuguese with you.
I know. The problem is my speaking. I need to learn more grammar in Portuguese, in my opinion. I understand I can say small phrases and I can understand many things, but sometimes I can't respond in Portuguese because I don't have enough vocabulary or grammar yet.
That's what I was feeling.
I think you are
Yeah.
describing one of us
Yes, exactly.
in
Exactly.
English, in the English
I
part.
understand. I understand what you guys go through.
Yeah. In my
Definitely.
case, I mean, I've been in the same
Yeah.
situation like you are in the in Portuguese because
Mhm.
I have a lot of input during my daily basics, but the
Yeah.
speaking part is, is kind of struggling sometimes.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
not easy to when we want to express something in a better way, in an articulate way. So
Yeah.
it's kind of hard sometimes.
It is so difficult because we can express ourselves usually so well and maybe in a more advanced way, a more formal way in our first language. But if we
Yes,
want
totally.
to explain ourselves in our second language, we feel sometimes that it's too basic for what we're thinking. It's too
Yeah.
basic, but we don't have all the words yet. So that can be frustrating when they say, "Ah, I don't have the words, but I know what I want to say." I get it.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, exactly.
And also happen that in our minds, we usually are fluency, right?
Yeah.
While we are thinking ourselves. But in the moment we start speaking, it's totally different. I mean, our
Yes,
brain is kind of breaking
exactly. And
things.
then if you decide to live in the United States or another English speaking country, then that's another level of like, I knew so many people that I worked with in my master's degree, somebody from Indonesia. He said, I thought my English was so good. I taught English. I thought my English was amazing. And then I came to the US and I felt so stupid or that my English was not good. And just because it's another level living in the country with English all the time.
Yeah. For example, in my case, I just recently changed in a new job,
Uh-huh.
and I have to talk with folks in Ireland and in the Indian
Wow.
part.
Uh-huh.
So I thought at the beginning that I could speak English, but
Yeah.
when I started speaking with those folks, I mean, it's
Yeah.
totally different. The Indian guys
Irish,
and
the
the Irish.
accent is difficult.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
definitely. A Scottish or an Irish accent can be very thick to understand. Yeah.
yes.
Wow. And Ina, you've been here before. Yogesh, you've been here before. Welcome back. I'm happy to see you guys.
Thank you, me
How is
too.
it going for you?
I'm fine, thank you. I
Mm.
tried don't miss your lesson
Oh, thank you. Thank
because I
you.
like it very much.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
I'm
you.
glad you're here. Thank you.
I was wondering that no link was shared on WhatsApp. What's going on?
So this is today we have something. So we have our studio here in the school, where we usually have like the really kind of fancy version. But today we have a kind of a session going on where there is many people in that room participating in an online conference. And so that room is occupied. So today I sometimes enjoy just having like the you could say intimate Zoom versus the studio setup. So here we are. So my friends, today's March 13th. Wow, already. That's crazy to me. Crazy. It's almost here in the US, it's almost spring. Thank God. We had some warm weather last week and now it's a little colder. But it's normal for Massachusetts, especially, to have warm, cold, hot, cold, snow, sun, all in the same day. It's crazy. So today I wanted to
Alex?
talk about, yeah.
Excuse me. Have you ever come to Rio?
Have I ever come to Brazil?
Yeah, Rio de
I
Janeiro.
I have not, which is crazy, but I will go to Brazil definitely. I would love to visit so many countries.
If you come here in the summer, you will know what you want.
Exactly. What is hot? My fiance is from Manaus, and so someday I will visit Manaus and I will learn.
It's
Yeah.
also hot.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So my friends, today with agreeing and disagreeing, I wanted to talk about I'll have some different topics that we can agree or disagree with and give our reasons. And I wanted to talk about the different expressions that we can use to agree or to disagree. And I wanted us also to think of our own statements that we can create kind of at the end of the lesson. Because it's an important skill to be able to politely and respectfully disagree with something. We can agree and give our reasons. We can disagree and give our reasons. And we should be able to do that without having some big fight or crazy argument. And that's a skill that we have to learn, definitely. So I wanted to talk about that today and how we can build that skill, what we can do. So first, I just have two questions for us to answer, or two statements, really. And we can agree or disagree, just as a warm-up. First, it's better to live in a big city than in a small town. Do you agree or disagree? And why? What do we think? Think
Well,
about it. Take your time. There's no rush.
Yeah, I think I agree. It's my opinion, only my
Yeah,
opinion. Because
that's
of
okay.
work,
Yeah.
job opportunities,
Uh-huh.
um, it's general.
Yeah. I'm gonna type here. I wanted to type on the screen first. So some agree because of more job opportunities. Job opportunities in general, potentially, but definitely job opportunities.
I feel if someone is not worried about job opportunities, then I think small town living is much better because for job opportunities in cities, you have to have some kind of struggle and many different kind of selfish. Sometimes people
Yeah.
you meet across, but that's not the case in small town. So I
Hmm.
guess that's much better. Also, you get much better oxygen compared
Yes.
to, and you also get to have more fresh and homemade, organic, I would say, organic vegetables or fruits.
Mm. I like that opinion. I would agree about the definitely in general, but the job opportunities, if you're not worried about like what kind of job, it depends on what kind of job you want or that you enjoy or that is available near you. And if you really are like wanting to be in a big career in business or you own a taxi company, something like that, then you live in a big city. But if you don't mind, if you just do like a regular, for example, office job, you're a teacher, you don't maybe worry as much about, um, you don't care as much about living in a big city. Maybe you'd have no problem in a smaller town.
Well,
Anybody else agree or disagree?
now that now that I'm
Yeah,
getting be better to live, because I like the idea to be next for years.
His voice is cracking.
Yeah, it's a little difficult to
Okay.
hear.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's
Yes.
better.
Well, I was saying that I like the idea to live in a small city
Yeah.
because you can live surrounded by nature, and
Yeah.
big cities today all around the world are super crowded. So a simple thing that you decided to do, it's a bunch of people in there, so that makes
Yes.
the experience terrible. So when you decide to go to a restaurant for dinner, you can
Yeah.
wait for 2 hours. Last year, I went to my wife to a good restaurant to
Yeah.
celebrate our marriage
Uh-huh.
birthday. And the person in the restaurant told us that we had to wait about 2 hours to get in the restaurant. So,
Oh my God.
so super crowded. It's impossible. So
Yeah, exactly.
I like the idea of to be in contact with the nature and to know
Yeah.
the people who lives around me and to have a more calm way of life. So that I will. That's why I would choose to live in a small.
I hear you. Definitely, I agree. I grew up in a small town myself, a very small town, a village almost, you could say. And it was, I knew everybody. Sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad. But
Uh-huh.
I grew up in a very small town, and now I live in still a small town, but bigger. And I don't live in Boston. I don't live in the city personally because I don't prefer to live in the city. But I have the city close within 30 minutes, so I can still visit if I need something.
Yeah.
Now, Mohammed, you wanted to share something as well?
Yes, one of the reason that I like small towns, and that the things are cheaper in there. In big cities, things are very costly.
Definitely. I think in the city, we can find that some things are very expensive, uh, especially when it comes to housing as well.
Food items.
Now in the United States, many houses can be expensive. It doesn't almost matter the town because there are some small towns that can also be very expensive depending on the state and the town themselves. But definitely living in a city can be a lot more expensive. Maybe you pay for parking, or if you don't have a car, you pay for public transport. Maybe it's cheaper, maybe it's not. And restaurants, like a fancy restaurant, things like that, that will be more expensive, definitely. Anybody else want to share? I think most of us would agree that it's better to live in a small town than in a big city. But we see the advantages and disadvantages to both, definitely. Okay, so the second question, the second statement. Online shopping is better than shopping in the physical store. What do you think?
I agree for some points.
Yeah.
See, in online shopping, window shopping is much easier compared to physical store. Sometimes when you are looking for products and you have variety of products nowadays, so when you are looking for different products, it's like we feel like, oh, people are watching what they will think, like they are comparing so many things. But you get better deals in online shopping as well. And window shopping is much easier. Also, in online shopping, like if you are shopping from trusted brands like Amazon or Walmart or like Flipkart, then you
Uh-huh.
have reliability and trust that you will get options. And if there is any fault, then you have the return policy.
Yeah,
So I think online shopping is better. But if you need something in urgency, you have physical stores and you can get at that particular moment. But I guess
definitely.
online is much better. In my house, not my house, my parents' house, most of the things we have is online, like laptop or
Yeah.
even curtains or induction or
Yeah.
whatever thing I can see mostly from online
Yeah.
shopping.
Yeah. Same. Like if I look around the things in my home and I see what did I buy in person, what did I buy online, I
I
bought way
think
more
it's
things online.
earthquake here.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, I just feel some kind of like shivering.
Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Um, Definitely online shopping can be a lot more convenient because we don't need to leave our home. Does anybody disagree with this statement? Or
Yeah,
what
I
if
disagree.
what okay, good. I'm glad. I want somebody to disagree. Tell me what you think, Mohammed.
I like physical stores. One of the reason that I don't like online shopping, because when we go on the websites, we see expensive items, and then we think that we can buy it, and then we buy. But when we are in physical store, then our mind tells that we have to uh, buy some cheap things, and it is about money.
Yeah, I hear you. That's a good argument. Does anybody have something to follow up? Does anybody want to share?
I'm disagree about.
Yeah.
In some case, online shopping is of course convenient, but sometimes I like this process shopping, to go to choose something to try on. If I'm sure about my size, I can buy
Yeah.
online. But sometimes this process is amazing.
Yeah.
Shopping, to go for a shopping, I think uh, physical store 50-50. Let's go and online and physical store.
Yeah. Nice. Thank you, Ina. Igor, did you want to share?
I kind of agree and disagree. For
Okay.
the same reasons people already told. It's convenient, obviously, but if you never try on something that you want, you may buy the wrong size and
Yep.
have troubles to exchange.
Yeah.
I agree and disagree. I don't know. I never thought about it.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, now you can. That's okay.
Mm.
We can also kind of feel both. We can agree and disagree because we can see both sides. William, what do you think?
Yeah, so I was thinking, for example, in my case, I prefer go to physical store.
Yeah.
For example, when I want to buy a book, I prefer to go to the store and uh, some visit some aisles and start seeing a lot of book. I
Uh-huh.
prefer to do that, no, instead of the online shopping. Also, when I'm interested in buy a laptop, for example, a new laptop, I prefer to go to the. I know in online there is a kind of let's say a lot of things that we can find with more cheaper, but
Yeah.
I am in more the guy that goes to. I like to see to touch,
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
No, that's why the physical store I think is for me is better because
Yeah.
I'm a toucher person.
Yeah. I get it. I get it. Some people really want to see because you're spending money. You want to see what you're really buying. I hear
Yeah.
you. I hear you. Yogesh, is everything else set there? You're good?
Yes,
No,
ma'am.
no,
It
I
was
was
a
so worried.
little magnitude. It was
Okay.
little magnitude earthquake.
Well, we had
Yeah.
like a very, very tiny, tiny earthquake in Massachusetts like 2 months ago. And it was like the big thing because we never have earthquakes here almost. And it was so small, but it was like, oh, did you feel that? Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah,
Thank God it was not dangerous. Thank God.
it's 3 a.m. in the morning and
Oh my
most of the
God.
people
Wow.
are
And everybody's probably awake. Like, happened.
most of the people are sleeping, so I
Oh,
guess
yeah.
they don't know.
No, I guess not. Huh. So yeah, you guys, it depends on what you're shopping for as well. Like, are you shopping for just items, household items, things that you want to buy for your house or yourself, skincare, I don't know. But are you buying clothes? Sometimes buying clothes online is complicated because we order something
Mm-hmm.
and then something else comes in. Always got to check the reviews always. And if it doesn't have any reviews, I would hesitate and I would choose something else instead. Um, are you shopping for groceries? Because at least here in the United States, it is very popular, although I actually don't do it myself, to order your groceries online and either pick them up in the store or have them delivered to your home. But oftentimes there can be issues with the groceries because of the people are shopping for you. They're choosing like you choose the items online and then they grab them in the store. If you want a carrot, maybe they buy the wrong carrot or a tiny carrot or something that I've seen a lot of people say, I ordered this and they either canceled it or they substituted it with something not that they didn't want. So personally, I do all my grocery shopping in person, but I know people that do online grocery shopping and it's definitely risky, I think. But that's my bias, my opinion.
Many people, what they do is like they see the product on online shopping, and if they are not much aware that how it would be, or they want to hands-on, then
Yeah.
they'll see on the online product and they go to the market and they hands-on and they come back and they purchase online because
Yeah.
of maybe
Yeah.
better deal.
Yeah, definitely. And sometimes I see a lot of people have issues with online shopping when it comes to the size of something that they're ordering. Whether it's clothes or I like somebody buys something for their home, like a cup, but the cup is like actually so big or so tiny. I knew somebody that ordered a little like humidifier or like essential oil thing, and it was so tiny. And the picture did not look tiny.
Mm-hmm.
And so that can happen, definitely. But you can often find lots of good coupons online. You can always find a code for something. So there's pros and cons. So what I want to do, I'll put you guys in a breakout room together. And I want you to I want you to make a list for me. What expressions can we use to show agreement? And what expressions can we use to show disagreement? So, of course, we know something like I agree or I disagree. What else can you think of to add to this list? I have my own list, of course, and I'll share it after, but I want to know what you guys know first. So, let's go to breakout rooms just for a few minutes to make a list together. What expressions can we use to show agreement and disagreement? All right. So, I'll do 2 rooms. Amazing. And here we go. Okay. And just 5 minutes, just a few minutes, not a long time. All right. Okay. And for those of you that are still on YouTube, again, join us. I would love to have you guys here. We have a really nice topic today to talk about. And it would be amazing if you can join and share your experiences, your opinions. Our conversation classes are a really awesome way to practice your English speaking and listening, your conversational skills, your vocabulary, your flow and your fluency in the language. So many people join from around the world, and it's really nice because we can have different cultures and different ideas and backgrounds, and it really makes everything that much better, in my opinion. It's amazing to have a group that can share their thoughts and their opinions respectfully and without fearing of my English isn't good enough, that we can all talk together and it's okay. And so please, if you're on YouTube and you want to join on Zoom, scan the QR code and join us. Meanwhile, while you are there, you can still participate in these activities that we do in class. So, for those of you on YouTube, I want you to think as well. What expressions can we use to show agreement? What expressions can we use to show disagreement? And think about some of the phrases that you've heard. I agree. I disagree. I something. Think about it. Make a list together and you can review it and then compare to what we talk about here today. So please join us. Definitely join us. Okay. And I want to I want to have a little bit of a background for us. So give me one moment here. Please, my friends, join us. I would love to have you guys here. I think it would be amazing if you could sit and talk with us about your thoughts. Okay. There we go. I just want a little bit of a background music. Share my sound. Okay. So please take your time. We have about a minute and a half left. What expressions can we use to show agreement and disagreement? Think about it. 40 more seconds. Wait. 8 seconds. All right, time is up in the breakout rooms. I'm going to close the breakout room. Our friends will come back and discuss. Right. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's share. I'm going to share the whiteboard so that we can see. We can make a list together. Okay. Okay, amazing. I'm going to make 2 categories, agreeing and disagreeing. And then I can make this bigger because it's too small. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So, my friends, what are some phrases, some expressions that we can use when we are agreeing?
You can say that again.
What are some expressions that we use when we... Oh, you can say that again. I understand. Sorry, I thought you were asking. I get it. You can say that again.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my goodness, sorry. I was like, oh no, let me say again.
Like 1 or 2 weeks ago, I was watching an Instagram reel, and some father was teaching to his son, and he used this idiom, so I liked it.
It's
So I
good.
learned
It's
it.
we use this in English for sure. We say, you can say that again. Yeah, definitely.
I was just remembering in my breakout room what was the idiom he has used. Now I recently recall that.
That's okay. When you think of it, let me know.
Yeah, this was the idiom only. I was talking about this only.
Yeah. Okay, you guys, what else can we add to this list?
I absolutely agree with you.
I absolutely agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah,
See,
I
I do it.
feel you, for example, I feel you.
Yeah, you can say that. That's something that I say a lot too. It's more conversational, it's a little more informal, but it's like,
Yes,
I relate to you. I feel you. Yeah.
yes.
Amazing. What else can we say?
I don't know whether you can say or not. See eye to eye.
Oh, we see eye to eye, for example. Do we know what that means? Eye to eye?
Like what you are saying, I am also agreeing.
Yeah. You could say also, we're on the same page. That's something that we also say in an expression in English. We're on the same
Yes,
page. We
same
see eye
page.
to eye. Yeah. Anything else? Good list.
I got you. Also, I
I
got you.
got you. Same, like similar to I feel you.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. If you say I got you, it's again more informal because technically, like the grammar, people say, oh, that's not proper, but it's spoken
No, but
English a lot of time.
yeah, it's spoken.
Exactly. Like
You
the
hear a lot
spoken.
in business
Exactly.
communication or
Yes, exactly. So I feel you, I got you, definitely. Anything else?
You are right.
You're right.
You're right.
You're right.
Ina, you are also right.
It's okay. This is another word that people
I
use. Okay, when
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even something like I'm doing now. Yeah, like I'm acknowledging, I'm agreeing. Yeah. Okay, good list. Do we have anything for disagreeing?
Well,
Don't
I
say
heard
that.
that recently. I heard that recently. We can say when pigs fly.
Ooh, when pigs fly. And what does that mean, Igor?
That would never happen.
Yeah.
It's
Definitely.
a strong disagreement.
Exactly. Like, that's never gonna happen.
Because you know what? When pigs fly.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I think we can use that. We can use that to our kids.
Definitely. Exactly. There's one that we can also say when hell freezes over. When hell freezes over, because hell is supposed to be burning and hot and it will never freeze. So when hell freezes over, yeah, let's do it. Like on that one, when pigs fly. Things that will not happen, supposedly. Okay, what else can we say?
That's wrong.
That you can say, you could just say that's wrong.
Nah, bro.
Or that's incorrect.
Uh-huh. Yogesh, what did you say?
Nah, bro.
Never?
No,
Yeah.
nah, N-A-H, then exclamatory mark and bro. Nah, bro.
Oh, nah, bro, like that. Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's
Well, you
nah,
could say
or nah.
It's nah. Yeah,
Nah.
nah is like to say no in an informal
Yeah.
way. Nah, bro. That's not it.
I don't think
Yes.
so.
Not it. Yeah.
It's not it.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Could be another one. I don't think so.
And then what's something we could say that's more formal?
I'm not sure about that.
Ooh, good. I'm not sure about that. It's
I
not
have different point of view. I
have
have different opinion.
you. I have a different opinion, point of view. I'll do slash opinion. Definitely. Exactly. Because when we disagree, we don't always want to make them feel like they're so wrong, because sometimes that makes people defensive. If it becomes like, oh, that's wrong. We can say that, but people might get defensive. But if we say, oh, I'm not sure, I have a different point of view, then it's a little more or a soft disagreement.
I don't think so. We can use this.
You can
Yeah. Yes.
say, I don't think so, but no. Something like that.
That's not always true. We
You
can
can't
say
say
that. Yeah.
That's not always true. Definitely.
I
There's a lot.
want to rectify.
Ooh, I want to rectify. That's a good word. Rectify. Mhm.
We use this word so much in our college when there is a shortage of attendance because of one.
I see,
So
I
yeah,
see.
we have
Yeah.
this term like let's go to
I want
the
to rectify
Wilborg.
that I was there on this day. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
hear you.
we use this term for attendance rectification.
Nice.
So
Interesting. Okay. Is there anything else that you guys can think of for either column, either category?
I agree and I disagree.
Correct.
Same.
Exactly. We have for sure, I agree, and we have I disagree. That's the number one that we can say. And then we
But
should usually follow that up with why.
Ellen,
Yeah,
I have a question
sure.
because in Portuguese, the way you pronounce, the way you say a sentence makes difference.
Yes.
So all this sentences to disagreeing, I can understand in a more polite way to disagree,
Yeah.
but it can be uh, a very strong way to disagree.
It
So
can.
if the objective is to avoid a fight, for example,
Yes.
sentence like "that's wrong" or "I don't think so" or "that's not always true," it can start this fight. In Portuguese, depending on the way you say it. I
Yes.
can
Here
say it
too.
very polite way or in a very aggressive way. I don't know how it
Yes.
works in English.
You can definitely. You can do the same thing. It's about the tone and the way that you say. So you could say, I'm not sure about that. I think I've seen in the research, no, 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 no. And it's not so rude, but if you say it, I'm not sure about that. Your facial expressions, your tone, that's what changes the meaning, the attitude behind it. Now, saying that's wrong, I would say typically we don't strictly just like, we wouldn't say it like that per se in a formal debate. If there was a formal debate over a topic, we would maybe say, that has been proven incorrect or something like that. And then we would provide our proof. So it also depends on the formality of the situation. But it's not so different in English. It's about the way you say it. Definitely. Yogesh, go ahead.
Ma'am, could you write please an example of when pigs fly so I can take screenshot and keep it with me? So
Yeah.
for
Uh-huh.
further example,
Uh-huh. When
like a
pigs fly,
full-fledged.
we will get a higher salary when pigs fly, for example. Never. No. It depends on where you work, I guess. But that is something that you could say. Or um, something that you just think, if they say, Mom or Dad, Mom, can I go to the movies
That's
by
not gonna
myself?
happen.
Maybe this child is like 6 years old and says, Can I go to the movies when pigs fly? Something like that a parent will say no to because it's like, why would you ever ask me that? Like, that's crazy. Things like that. Going to the movies is not crazy, but a better situation like, Mom, can I go on a school trip to Canada? And then it would be like, when pigs fly. I don't know. It has to do with, I'm not fighting with Canada. It has to do with something that the parent would be like, no, never. In that case. Okay. So in a minute, I'll share with you guys my list. My list is not the same. My list is short. I knew you guys, the more brains, the better. So I know that you guys have a nice, good list. I'll show you what I have. It's nothing so different. It's just shorter. Are we okay? Yogesh, you have your screenshot. You're good?
Yes, ma'am. Thank
Awesome.
you.
Amazing. Of course, no problem. So let me go back to mine. And here, I had a nice little ambiance for our YouTube going. So my list here. I have one list for agreeing, one list for disagreeing. Again, short, not a long list because I just wanted to bring a few points. So things like we said, I agree can be I completely agree, or I completely, I don't know. We can say I completely agree. We had our list. Yeah. That's a good
But
point. That's something we can say. That's a good point. That's a good point. Or that's a great idea. I see what you mean was similar to I feel you, I got you, I get it. I see what you mean. Or I couldn't agree more is when you agree so much.
um,
So these are
that's a
some,
good one.
yeah, like,
Yes.
wow, I couldn't agree more. You are so right. I really agree. Yeah. And then what I have for disagreeing, I see your point, but, so usually saying but sometimes can be a little bit of a trigger too, a trigger word in the sense of people hear but and they hear disagreement and they don't want to listen sometimes. So you think about when you use the word but versus a different transition word per se. So I see your point, but I think that, or evidence shows that something contrary. I'm not so sure about that. We can also say, I respectfully disagree. Like, I respectfully disagree. I think that, no. And it's not rude, really, if we are saying it truly, we're trying to be the most respectful that we can about disagreeing. And then that's an interesting idea. So this is the other thing. If you say that's an interesting idea, you're acknowledging that their idea, their point is valid, because that is part of the agree and disagree process, is still acknowledging and considering what the other side has to say. So something like, that's an interesting idea, but I think we could do this instead. It's not invalidating somebody. And that's a big thing with agreeing or disagreeing with our opinions. Everybody's valid to their own opinions, and we should hear them. Doesn't mean we agree, but we should hear each other. So this is one way to show, I hear you. I don't agree, but I hear you. Something like that. And it's not rude, it's not a problem. It's part of the kind of debate process. So we have 8 different statements that we could use to agree or disagree. Then we can practice using some of the phrases. Let me write them in the chat so that we have them as well here. I completely agree. That's a good point. I see what you mean. I couldn't agree more. And then I see your point, but, and you could do the same thing with, I see what you mean. I see what you mean, but I'm not so sure about that. I respectfully disagree. And that's an interesting idea, but I think, okay. So my phrases are in the chat. I want you guys, when you're responding to these new statements, to try to use these phrases if you can. No, you don't have to use all of them, but try to use it in your conversation. So my first question, money is the biggest cause of arguments in relationships. Do you agree or disagree? Money is the biggest cause of arguments in relationships.
I strongly agree.
I strongly agree. Ooh, that's a good one to use. I'm going to put that in here. Strongly agree. And we
Hey,
can say disagree.
I couldn't
Hello.
agree more
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Good.
because money is one of the reason for the biggest argument.
Definitely. I think we see often a lot of the arguments that happen in relationships. This could be romantic relationships or family relationships, that money can be, it truly can, not always, I would say, but it truly can be some of the biggest problems in relationships. The most frequent topic of argument could be money. Anybody else? You agree or you disagree with the statement?
I completely agree.
Yeah. We see this a lot in people's lives, whether it's in our personal lives or our families' lives. We see this kind of thing happening. We know that money can be very stressful if you don't have much, or if you feel that you don't have enough, depending on everybody's different situation, of course. And it can be so stressful to try to work through those issues, definitely. We've all seen it, I think, in some relationship in our life. So I would say personally, I agree that money, it's hard for me to agree when I see the biggest, because when we see a statement like this where it says the biggest, that is a clear like side of the argument. And it's also showing that it is the like something that says always or never when it comes to true or false usually is false because we can't really have something that's always or never typically. So to say money is the biggest cause, maybe for some it's not. But I do think for many, for a majority of relationships, money is the biggest cause of arguments. And I'm sure that we could find data out there that would support both sides of the argument.
Well, I
Okay.
couldn't agree more with
Yeah.
what you just said.
I'm glad. That's the way you do it.
I see what you mean.
Yeah. See, you guys using these phrases, you can apply them to other parts, other conversations, other things as well.
Mm.
Okay. Going to the movie theater is better than watching movies at home. Ooh, I went to the movie theater recently.
Going to movie theaters, um, that's an interesting idea, but I think that people with weak eyesight would not like to go to theater because there is darkness and the movie sometimes use the white kind of thing and that directly goes into the eyes and that's a
Yeah.
painful thing for people with the weak eyesight. So I
Yeah.
prefer to watch movies at home with all lights on.
Mm,
Although
I
I watched, although I watched my first movie last year in my entire 24-year life.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
yeah, so it was a movie like that was not having that kind of whitish what do we say scenes, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was okay for me to watch for 1.5 hours. It
Yeah.
was a experience.
Nice.
I see your point, but I prefer in my case going to the theater. Yeah,
Oh,
because I like, see peoples and connections and interaction. That's something that I like. So
yeah. Nice
So,
and good use of the
William,
phrase.
I respectfully disagree. I think going to the movie is better when you're not a father.
Ooh.
oh yeah, that's a good point.
You pay to park, you pay for tickets, you pay the popcorn. The popcorn is so
Already
expensive
so
in
expensive. Yeah.
movie theaters. And well, my son is 7 years old, so I usually go to theater to watch kids movie.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of kids in the cinema.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
makes it impossible to see what's happening on the screen because
Yup.
the kid laugh and scream all the time.
And that is definitely when you're a parent taking a young child to the movie theater or in public, taking a child to a restaurant can be challenging, definitely. And um it can be it definitely can be expensive for sure going to the movie theater. It's fun, but it's not for every day. Definitely.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Buying popcorn, that's not worth penny.
No.
That's a good point.
Yeah. The popcorn is good, but it's not worth $16, $18 like crazy. And if you want a drink, even if you want water, it's like almost $5. It's crazy.
And they don't allow anything with you to take inside,
Exactly.
not
But
even water.
women
And
have big purses and they hide in their purse. I'm
and
like,
if
I'm
you're
not paying
rich,
$5 for water. I will bring my little bottle in my purse.
and if you want a challenge, try to take a kid, a children, to a cinema and don't buy
Buy
popcorn.
anything. Oh my God. They would go crazy.
Yeah.
They would cry and Dad, give me popcorn. Yeah, I know. I know.
Yeah,
But it
it's
is
not
a
the
fun
same.
experience to do sometimes. I just saw the movie Mickey 17 with Robert Pattinson from Twilight. That is out now in the US, and it was pretty good. And it was the movie theater. My favorite part, the seats. A lot of the seats in the movie theaters here now are like the seats that recline back and you can put your
Exactly.
feet up. Oh, not like my childhood. In my childhood, the seats were so bad. Now the seats are fancy. So it's
But you
nice.
pay for that
Exactly.
a lot.
Exactly. That's why I don't go all the
Extra
time.
money.
Exactly, exactly. It was a nice family thing that we did together, me, my sister, my dad. But it was like, okay, one time, we're good. We don't need to go again for a while. Exactly. Wow, my friends, this hour went by so fast. That was crazy.
Yeah, this
So,
was a really interesting class today.
yeah, it's
Although
interesting. Go ahead.
also I would like to mention that the way you speak and the way you stretch words
Yeah.
is is like proper native speaker. That was my
Yeah.
main reason to join such class based in USA,
Yeah.
and that would give me that accent so that I can even so that I can either listen to it.
Yes. Yeah.
We we have other
Exactly.
teachers as well, like Marcelo sir and Bonnie ma'am, and last week and this week, Andre
Audria.
ma'am,
Yeah,
Audrey ma'am
Audria.
also joined. But they have the tone because
Uh-huh.
I don't know whether because they are from other country,
Mhm.
that thing reflects here. But with you, that the accent you have, the way you stretch words, is like a very good thing to listen to.
I'm glad
Thank
it's
you so
helpful for you. Of course, of course. I'm glad. I I'm lucky that I was born in the United States. That's what I can say for sure.
much.
I am grateful for that. I understand the luck that I have for that. So I'm lucky that I didn't even try to have an accent, but I do. So
Because
uh
you are familiar with it for like long years. Like people like me or other people from other countries, they they get to catch that.
yeah. Okay, my friends. So tomorrow we will have class at 11, and I believe it will be like this on Zoom again because the conference that they're having in our studio is actually today through Sunday. So, and I will do the class tomorrow morning at 11 if you're interested. Um, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining. It was a great
Thank you
conversation.
so much.
Yeah.
Good job
Yeah.
using those phrases. You guys did awesome.
Thank you. Have a nice
Thank you.
day.
Thank you,
Have a
teacher.
nice day too.
Have a nice day.
Thank